Okay, hello, do you hear me? I think everything should be okay, but I haven't streamed in a while, so I would appreciate some sanity check as usual. It is always a bit of an issue. I see that we have a couple of people here already. Oh, hey guys, I'm looking at the chat. Conqueror, gyrates. Oh, those are always nasty. Those are always nasty, and I have to say that I can honestly say that as much as they're nasty, they are always a great ally. So, who did you? Oh, as the Hula Gates? I do not know who they are. Good that you can hear me. Acronymus. YouTube polls only letting you vote for one. Unfortunately, they do. Yeah. I was thinking what we would do today, and I decided that it's either gonna be the Heart of the Machine, which I wanted to check out, U-Boat, which is actually an amazing game, but the issue is I suck at it, and I'm doing something wrong, and I cannot, for the love of God, figure out what it is. Rift Wizard we've already played, but the game is really fun, and I want to give it another shot. I had Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup would be fun because I know what I'm doing. So those are your options, guys, for tonight. How is everyone? I see more people coming online. The Hewiggins are the direct descendants of the Ilkhans. Ah, okay. So you're in that area. All right, sounds good. I actually started watching that videos that you sent me, Conquer. I'm on video 4, I think, and it's pretty interesting. I somehow I saw this playlist before when I was researching for the video on the first episode of the EU5, and I looked at the different documentaries. I usually go for BBC or stuff like that, and this one seemed interesting, but I did not trust the thumbnails, so I give it a shot, and the guy is pretty good. So thanks for that. Hey Volvo, how's the glow down under? How are the prairies and the kangaroos? And what else is there? Tasmanian devils, I don't know. You probably don't have them in Australia. They're more like southwards. But how about the devils too? And everything all right there? I hope that you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful evening. It has been a while. I had a wild Christmas and wild New Year and wild start of the year and wild December. And everything was a little bit different than I expected it. So tell me how was your what is it? Is Yuletide? Is the overall like a Christmassy New Year's period or the end of the year? Let's go with the end of the year. I like that. Bushfires, heavy rain, and heavy thunderstorms. No snowing though, right? Because that's what we had here. We've actually had so much snow this year that I literally could not. No, I mean my car is starting pretty well. I never had a problem with that because I spent a lot of money on it, but I couldn't get into the car because it was covered in ice. And if I didn't have external heating, or what's it called, like independent heating, I think in English, independent heating, I would never get in it. I would need a literal ice pick. If you check the family tree of any descendants of Genghis Khan in E5, you find Timur in there in a separate one, as he wasn't descended from Temujin. Yeah, I have to. The videos that you sent me actually led me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. I need to learn a little bit more about the Golden Horde. I haven't read about them in so many years. I remember I was reading about them quite extensively before, but I mixed them with all of the other, hordes basically. They're kind of a different ones, but it's kind of hard to realize which ones are which, and they all fought and collapsed, and new ones were born, and then Russia swallowed them all. Basically, that's the history of the Khaganates in Central and it wouldn't be Western Asia, like Central Asia, I guess, and Eastern Europe. So I'll give you guys a little bit more. Oh, it looks like Rift Wizard is on the menu. And Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, you guys are also in an RPG mood. I like that. So we could do one Rift Wizard, and then we could jump into the dungeon crawl stone. So that could be okay for me. Has any of you played, guys? I saw about this while we wait if someone else shows up. I want to show you one game that I discovered today, and I need to buy it, but I cannot, for the love of God, turn on online Steam right now because it would just mess up every single Let's Play I have running, and boy, do I have a lot. It's called Merchant's Promise, I think. Yes, Merchant's Promise. It's a game that popped up on me on Instagram of all the places, and it is actually pretty darn cool. It's about, like, it's a physics-based merchant game where you have no inventory. You basically have a cart and you're just pushing it around, moving around the world, and you just, from what I understand, you move from settlement to settlement, from village to village, place to place, and you just trade. It looks really neat. So I think that it could be kind of a cool game. It's under heavy development. It's very early alpha, but I don't know. Anyone seen this? Yeah, I don't want to, but this game is actually pretty cheap. It's like €9, something like that, and I saw it on sale a couple of days ago. So it might be interesting in the future. I guess I'll grab it earliest like in a couple of months, but I thought that I would recommend it because it looks like something I really like this kind of like blocky graphics. So if anyone is looking for something interesting, it seems really nice, has a really good vibe. But be warned that it's very early. Yo, and I'm excited to watch your EU5 campaign. I haven't started it yet. Well, it's there. It will be there for the next decade or maybe more, and we'll see how it's gonna go. I feel like it might end up like another Soviet campaign because I went into it all, like, this is gonna be cool, guys, and I'm already struggling. My plans are not coming together as I thought they would. We didn't have as many good events as I thought we would have, and turns out you need those. All right, so let me just launch Rift Wizard. We're gonna give it a shot. And to do, oh yeah, I even have Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup and Rift Wizard there already in the menu. I guess I haven't streamed for so long that I went full circle and I'm back to where I was. I think Kublai Khan set the capital in Khanbavik to be closer to the Mongol homeland. Yeah, he did. It was after the civil war with his brother. He raised the original place, and he then decided that I learned that from the video yesterday. That I didn't know that Khanbavik was actually the capital of the Jin Empire. So that was kind of a cool coincidence, which is not a coincidence at all because they put it in the right place. So let me know if the volume is actually okay. We're gonna play then Rift Wizard and Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup tonight. I'm ending this. We need a plan, so let's do this. And I think Acronymus knows this game, so if he has any now he can actually spoil it for me because I'm interested in tips what to do, because there was a couple of things, and there's probably a winning strategy. Hey, Syndicus Volor, glad to be here chewing before my tabletop game. Oh, nice, good for you. I haven't learned the keyboard control. Man, don't be that way. Don't be that way. Come on. I've been playing a lot of tabletop Vampire the Masquerade in the past year, but my friend moved back to Vietnam and then moved to Hamburg, so we have paused it for an indefinite time, which kind of sucks. But oh snap! I already moved. That's not what I wanted. So we need a spell. What did I start? Oh, just so that everybody on the stream knows what this game is, because I jumped into it. Basically, it is an old school dungeon crawler, a pretty basic one, but it has a lot of depth because this is me These are all of the monsters that will attack us and they're gonna try to kill us. We are a wizard. We have no melee attack, which is quite different from regular dungeon crawlers. And we basically live to learn new spells and cast them on our enemies. And it has an impressive amount of depth from what I have realized last time, because many enemies later on have some kind of resistances and they have specialized attacks and stuff like that. So it is pretty cool. Way more, I don't want to say difficult, but more complex, and has a way more depth in it than I would have guessed. I think Icicle worked surprisingly well for us last time. Was it the lightning bolt? I think it was the lightning bolt. Yeah, it has 18 charges and deals 12 lightning. So let me just run that one. And skill. Did I miss that? Oh wow, I missed that completely. We have skills. Whenever unit is killed by arcane damage. Oh, I didn't know that there was that. There's a lot of them here. Hibernation, very good. Oh, I'll have to check it out. So, alright, let me just blast this guy. What was it? Enter? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna blast this guy as well. I like on the lightning bolt that it passes through enemies. That makes everything simple. And we're done. No, we're not. Okay, there's a spawner. I forgot about that. I should have taken the skill points so that I would not run out of charges. No, we have 10. So I think we'll be fine, yeah. Alright, so we destroyed everything. There is a lot of spawners on the map, usually, but we have just one in this one, and now we need to collect all of these extra spell points. And we're done with the map. I think I'm not missing anything here. Let me just remove the mouse. And Chronomus is right. I need to get used to the keyboard controls. I always play everything with keyboard controls, and for this game, I don't know, the mouse is actually pretty neat here, as it shows you easily what's on the map. So what's the chat saying? Hey, Osada can join for tonight. Happy to see streaming up again. Oh, enjoy your day. Hope you're gonna have a good time. What Road of Darkness? My first was Hunted Reckoning. I remember my first team. Damn, it's such a mess, and we're always gonna be sorry that we haven't started with the Hunted Reckoning. I actually started with Vampire like years ago. I think long, like maybe a decade ago, maybe 15 years. Man, I'm so old. Damn, now that I think about it, it's way more than 15 years. It might be 20 years ago. But I just recently found out about Reckoning, and I'm sorry that I didn't introduce my players to it that way. Like, you know, start with the Reckoning, and then if they mess up and they are turned, they could become vampires, and we would jump into that. It was actually pretty cool. Hey, Onza. As usual, you just came to say hi, but you're always welcome, man. Sit down, have a beer with us for a minute, and then you can go. Keyboard controls are faster and more precise. Yeah, they definitely are. Y and tab. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. Thanks for that. Thanks for the tips. I'll actually use that, but you know, it has its meanings. Physical resistance to ice is weak. That could be good for us. Mantis, physical. I like the mouse for this walking around. All right. So this one is all right. This one looks like it could be easy enough. The Mantis has almost no, but it has a leap attack that kind of sucks and can pounce. And this map is complex enough that it would be a problem for us. Alright, how was the... Wait, what? Okay, escape. Escape was the... Wait, what did I do? Oh, I re. Oh, okay. So that was not what I was intending to do. Firebomber. So we can choose a map that we're gonna go to, and this one is way harder. All right, that's not what I want to go through. Poison damage, no resistance to fire and ice. Why are there these things? Trample attack. That's all right. I should have taken that first map. That was way easier. You have no resistance to ice. And the orcs are way... I think we might take this map. I think we might take this map. But we'll need something against the salamanders. So let me just check the skills that we can get. We'll need the icicle, or we could get an ice ball here. But that one has only 8 charges. So while it does more damage, we could actually go for an icicle. It does only 6 ice damage though. That's not great. I mean, we can always default to the lightning. It's gonna kill them either way, but... Or I could take the magic missile. Seems like it's a great one to go with. Synergizes the most important things, like for example with fire spells, to go for the Hound Lord skill for them to soak up damage. That can be combined with an upgraded flame burst, so you end up with very tanky units protecting you. Oh, okay. Hey, madam. Man, surprise. Did not expect you to see here. Annihilate is always a good investment. Is that a skill? Annihilate. Which one is Annihilate? I do not armor. So here's somewhere Annihilate. Or could you? Or is that a spell? Oh, it's a chaos spell. Okay. Here it is. Annihilate. You 16. Oh yeah, we had that one last time. That is a really good one. Wait, let's grab Annihilate. I'm okay with it. That is actually a pretty good spell. Alright, then let's go. Let us go in here. And we're gonna start somewhere. This is another spawner. It's an exotic pet shop. There's a rift here. Where's the spawner? Here's one. Here is another spawner. This one spawns orcs. This one also spawns orcs. There's no salamander spawner here? Looks like... Am I blind? I don't see one. If you are into this style of very odd games, you should try Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Syndicate of Slower, I let's play that one. So I'm well aware of that one. You can find it on my channel. I was one of the first people who actually covered it on YouTube. Yeah, I know that game extremely well. I've played it a couple of months ago again. So I'm aware of that one. Oh, nice. You have 8 beers, so not only you're over drinking on the caffeine, and now you're over drinking on coffee as well. Alright, so we're gonna start, I guess, over here near this spawner. We're gonna destroy it. The salamanders, they have a firebolt. Does the Annihilate have range 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's start here. And I am going to destroy this one. Let's crush the petty salamanders. You should probably save the lightning for situations like these. Yeah, that is a good Good use of my time. No chance we could hit them all. Not really, but yes, this is what I wanted. Oh man, we're gonna rock the boat with this one. The orcs are surprisingly tough in this one. Alright, let's hit as many as we can. They just keep on coming, but there's not that many left. I'm really a fan of lightning bolts. I really am. The fact that they can hit so many at once is just amazing. Come on, I just wish they did more damage. We'll have to check the upgrades on it, because it could do more, basically. That's all I'm saying. Alright, so we got it. Now we got a potion, and there's a couple of XP on the map. Okay, gotcha. Another potion, and one more XP here. So we got 2 more skill points, and let's check out this exotic shop. Had some whiskey with my dad today. Damn, that sounds neat, Acronymus. How was it? Was it some kind of like a good old whiskey? I cannot... Like, people really like those fancy, very expensive whiskeys, and the more expensive the whiskey is, the less I like it. I found out that, like, the good whiskeys from the supermarket are where I am. Like, I don't know, Black Label or Red Label, I don't know how good they are, you know, but those, that price range, basically the common ones. And I was even on whiskey tasting, and basically the fancier the whiskey was and the more expensive they brought to us, I just couldn't drink it anymore. It was so not me. So hope you enjoyed it. Oh heck, I never saw that Let's Play mix, since it seems a very fitting game. Yeah, it's... Dude, it was like a decade ago, but I Let's Played it. I have been playing it privately since then, because, you know, they've done a lot of work, and I always have issues installing it, and I was playing it a lot on my phone. But I was telling that someone about the 0.01 challenge that I wanted to do on YouTube, but it would require me to dedicate an insane amount of time to the game. Basically, you set the spawn rate of all items to 0.01. So there's nothing on the map. All chances are basically 1% of the basics. So, like, you just have to survive by foraging and, you know, basically living off the land. I think I was discussing with Lord Luba, because he likes I think it's called Inner Woods. It's a mod for Cataclysm, which is basically similar, but the 0.01 challenge is basically you try to survive, and it makes everything. The lowest I got was 0.05. I just couldn't survive at that. I wasn't that good. But I was thinking that I would really like to do that challenge one day, because it's amazing. Like, if you can survive on that, you have to tweak also the spawn rates of enemies. You can extend the seasons, of course, to make it a little bit, but you're basically forced to constantly travel, and every new city is a chance to find something. So it sounds really good. Lightning bolt can hit multiple enemies with... Yes, I'm aware. Not overdrinking. Overdrinking is everything over that. Man, for me, it's anything over 1. I really do not drink at all. You can just tap for casting a spell directly to select an enemy. Man, I'm old school. Or when enemies are defeated, to automatically collect stuff. Ah, okay. So it's an V+ tab to auto path. The alcohol flavor isn't to my liking, but apparently you can temper that a lot by adding a few drops of water. Barbaros, Singer Malt, Scotch Whiskey. That sounds like something I would like. I did not like the smoked ones. Those were just insane. Start each level with a burning pachyderm, a metallic treant, a burning giant spider. I think I'm gonna go with a burning pachyderm. Is there any way how we can see what they are like? Oh yeah, page up, page down. Nature living fire. Oh man, this one is tough. 3 turns cooldown, heal yourself for 12. Really decent resistances. Each turn deals 2 fire damage to all enemies in a 4-tile radius. Oh wow, that's actually really nice. And what about you? Least health. Applies poison. Resistant to fire. Weaves web. I think I'm gonna go with the metallic treant. The fact that it's basically a tank with a decent physical damage and it can heal itself. Alright, we're gonna start with this one. Now let's check out the... What do we have here? Oh, we have these guys again. Pachyderms. I'm not really a fan of these. But the mantises are not that bad. No, it doesn't look that bad. We could do this map easily. We could get extra health from these. I like this item, Ruby Heart. When you pick it up, it increases max HP by 25. And there's a lot of other items as well. What is this one? Earthquake Orb. Oh, destroys 50% of all level tiles. That's actually pretty neat. Alright, what about the other one? How did you say was the auto W tab? I like this. Okay, that is nice. I won't complain about that. Mantis, snake, ghosts. Each turn. Yeah, the blink I don't like. That was always annoying. Even in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, I do not like the blink one. That one can be nasty. But also doesn't look that bad. Okay, and let's check this one. Snake, fire wizards. Oh, we've actually dealt with this one. There's a lot of spawners down here, but if we actually start here, we can completely dispose of everything. And there's a treasure chest. What's the items here? Fast hand gloves, consumable spells and skills gain 1 quick cast. Blood shield. When you cast a spell, lose 1 HP and gain 1 SH? Shield point? What is SH? Ice Helm. Ice spells and skill gain 25 damage. Oh, that would not be bad. And Helm of Hexes. You know what? Let's do this one. And I'll be even so bold as to start here. And yeah, I do not like the tabbing. I prefer to do it manually. I can actually let the... Okay, I did not think of the functionality of the tree hand to actually be able to dispose of these things. Alright, well, this is kind of fun. Is there a... Acronis, is there a wait function that you pass a turn? I do not remember that. Wait, H. Is there a numpad? 5. Alright, good. Woodwood travel time to see if my player get themselves this time. Okay, enjoy your evening, syndicalist. Hope you're gonna have a good tabletop game night. Alcohol is probably a better word. Speaking of genuine old school rolling, have you also played ADOM? No, I haven't. I tried it, but with these roguelikes, it's really important for them to capture your I don't even want to say your heart, but you need to feel it. I tried it. I genuinely tried it, but it just always returned to Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Conqueror. Now you can hide hours into you. Oh, thank God. That is really good. That's what the game was missing. Posted a pic in general chat on Discord. I'll check it out. Thanks for the pic. You have a good night. W tab once all the enemies are defeated. Alright, or you can do whatever one. Do you enter quicker into Rift? Press numpad. How's kids and wife? Better now? Office next week? Yeah, madam, I'm going to the office on Tuesday, as usual. You'll be there, right? You're going Tuesday, Thursday. Wife is sort of okay. Kids are great. Wife is getting almost half. I'd say a couple more days, and she will be fully recovered. I really hope that man we're gonna be spared more sickness for at least some time, because it's really getting annoying to have to deal with it all the time. But I guess that's just life. And I was talking to the other parents today. We have swimming lessons with my daughter every Saturday. So I was talking to the other parents there, and like everybody was sick across the Christmas. It wasn't just us, it was pretty much everyone. So I do not really feel bad about it anymore, because like you would think that, you know, it was some localized issue, but everybody had something. So alright, so what will we pick here? Acronyms, do you have any suggestions? Like, you know this game the best? I think the Ice Helm is actually pretty good, because we're gonna get some more ice spells and they gain range, so, and you get resist to ice. The Helm of Hexes. This is too gimmicky for me, to be quite honest. Wine, Poison, Frozen. Yeah. Lightning Tower, free spell, cost lightning spell. What about you, madam? How's the family? How's the zoo? how's the Madam, as if I remember, has a large amount of animals in his home, taking care of pretty much everything that is living in Czech Republic. Fast hand gloves, but I guess I'm gonna pick up Ice Helm if nobody. Yeah, I'm looking for. If we can go for lunch, maybe I'll be in the office around 10. Those probably fast hand gloves. Does the quick cast mean that I can cast the first spell with 0 turns? Or am I misreading that? You can use items. Ah, it's items. Consume. Well, okay. Well, let's get that one. It might be fun. All right. Yeah, tab. And this one. Look at him haul. So we have 4 skill points. I think we can be ready for. Oh, pardon me. So we have green mushrooms here. We have satyrs. So there is no resist poison, but they're weak to fire and weak to ice. And werewolves resist dark, but weakness to holy. All have around 18 to 20. So we would need something. I think the annihilation would kill them all. That's fire and lightning and physical. One spawner is over here, another one is over here. So we spawn. Yeah, but we'd get jumped in the middle. So let's see the other ones. Oh wow, this is a really compact map. Steel spider, resist lightning, resist poison, resist ice, resist physical, and resist fire. That's one hell of a resistance. Lance chest. The grey mushrooms are fine, but these guys are. Is there a spawner for... You spawn fire bombers. You summon grey mushrooms. So one good thing is that these guys are not spawning on the map. Once you get rid of them, they're killed. We have Annihilate, which is 16, 16, 16. And you have... Okay, you completely negate the lightning. And you would get... Alright, so the Annihilation would work on them. And the grey mushrooms could be disposed of using lightning. And the fire bombers are really the only problem here. So I would have to... I'd have to spawn somewhere like here. Destroy this one. I do not care about the mushrooms, they're okay. But... Okay, this is doable. And what about the last one? It's over here. Polar bear. No. No. That's horrifying. We're so not ready for this. Death dice. Roll the dice to deal 666 dark damage to 6 random enemies. Oh wow, okay, so that is a doomsday weapon. Rotting zombie. I really think we're gonna go with this one. That one is the best. It's really worth it. Autocollect. 80 autocollect. 3 cats, 1 dog, turtle, parrot, and a rabbit. Yeah, a zoo. That is a zoo, my friend. I have exactly 2 kids, and that's all. But, you know, you can always cuddle with something. That's the important part. Alright, so you have poison spores. If I spawn here and I destroy this, that actually means we're gonna be completely cornered. I feel like that might not be worth it. But I still cannot use the... I'm tempted to just spawn here. Kill the spawner. But I'm afraid I'm gonna get completely cornered here, which is a reasonable fear. I would like to save the spell point or skill points. I keep saying spell points, but skill points, so that we can get some powerful buffs when we need them. But this is looking a bit bad. The fire bomber every 5 turns. No, we need to destroy this one. Do I have trinket teleporter? Alright, so we spawn here, we kill it, we teleport. That sounds like a good idea. Alright. Or I let you take care of that. That's also an option. I forgot that we had that dude. That's still not good. Let me just start annihilating these guys. And there's another spawner here for the grey mushrooms. And there no longer is. Alright, so our guy is doing okay. I'm just gonna pretend like that did not happen. You will blow up. Unfortunately, I still have to do this. Okay, let me just go. Is there any chance we hit them? No. Alright, never mind. That was a waste. And kill you. Alright. Nice. Alright, auto-picking this. Let's see what's in here. So we can get an enchanting lens. Enchantment spells and skill gains 1 range. Okay, arcane spells, ice spells and skills. Okay, none of these work for us. Damn it. You're lightning and sorcerer and chaos and sorcery. I guess I'm gonna take the mystic ones here, because that one... Yeah, that one is the only one that's gonna work. Alright, so let's see what we have to deal with here. The maps are gonna get progressively harder. Orc and an ogre. Okay, so this is an orc-ogre map. And what the hell are you? Ghost to Displacer, Beast. 100% resist physical, 100% resist dark, 50% resist ice, no resistance to holy, actually weakness to holy. Each turn can blink. There's a double blink chance. That's interesting. These are rocks? I guess so. Okay, one spawner over here for the orcs. Another spawner over here for ice wizards. And another, but it gives you the health item. Not a bad map. What about you? Nice. Meldam has a cat watching the stream. I hope she's enjoying it as much as you are. And I hope you're enjoying it. Werewolves, far imps, and grey mushrooms. And a grand warlock. So these maps are starting to get a little bit more complicated. Werewolves and far imps. We could do this map. Where's the spawner? There's one over here. You do not blow up, that's the important part. You unfortunately do. There's another. Okay, so there's 2 grey mushroom spawners over here. 3. Alright, but the rest is okay. And the warlock. Oh, okay. He actually does have the annihilate. Demonic promotions. Transfers an imp to a fiend. That does not sound good. Alright, and what about you? Slimy fire imp. These are actually pretty tough for an imp. Treants. And man, this looks... This map looks really good. Scroll of spells. There's one spawner. There's a lot of... No, not a lot of spawners. There's 3. There's one over here and one over here. So we would need something to do with the treants, which now I would take care of. So this map looks like we could do it. Electric slime. Lightning damage. Is there an electric slime spawner? No. I still think we might want to go for this one. It's very dangerous, but... Orb of Corruption. Or this one, Ogres. How is this map looking? We can take another look. Ice Lizard spawner. I don't like the ghosted displacers. These seems really bad, but they have barely no attack. They just have a lot of health. Unfortunately, no, we could. And now I would take them down into 2 attacks. But still, there's a lot of them. If we started somewhere like here, we would probably have a chance. But I need to get some better skills. Ultra Nintendo? What do you mean? Adebuko Abiola. Adebukola Abiola. What? Ultra Nintendo. Alright, let's see if we can get some stronger spells here. Something that... Damn, there's a lot of them. Pain Mirror, Volcanic Eruption. The Lavadius. Damn, these are really above my pay grade. I was thinking I could go with something stronger, but Boon Barrage. You summon allies. Burning Idol. Call Seraph. Carnival of Pain. Combust Poison, Conductance, Death Cleave. I need some pure damage dealer. Essence Fox, Fury Tormentor. Those are summoning skills. Is there a filter? Let me filter by fire. Immolate. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Blaze Rip. Olive Fire, Pyrostatic Curse, Burning Idol, Shrapnel Blast. Is that nothing like a direct? Deals 45 damage in an entire burst around the caster. Alright, so this might be something that I'm looking for. Massive fire damage. Pyrostatic Curse. Whenever a cursed unit curses enemies in a 7-tile radius for 6 turns. Whenever a cursed unit takes fire damage, 2 random enemy units in line of sight of that unit are dealt that much lightning damage. Again, that's really... Flame Burst is very few cast. Yeah, it is. It is. But you don't need that many. Like, everything in an end tile. So if you stand in between enemies like 2 waves and you kill everything. Look at that. So there are Pyro, Static Curse. Page up, page down. When your conductance redealt lightning damage is dealt along a beam instead of just to one target. Alright, well that might be fun. What about lightning? Thunderstrike. Lightning form. Lightning storm. Stormburst. Ball lightning. No. That's not what I wanted. I know Call Archon. It seems like everything above 2 becomes really like a gimmicky thing, which I kind of understand. Summon a Drake. Storm Drake at a target. He has 38 HP fly. Have a breath weapon. What about Arcane? I was looking for something. What was the Magic Missile? That one is pretty good. Blink is pretty decent for us. Psychedelic Signaling. Lightning Spar is GOAT. But later also becomes a question of doing as much per turn as possible. Void Beam. 25 damage. I'd like to have some really good, because like Blink would be nice. We could afford it. Blind Casting, Distortion, Thunder Blink, Dark, Soul Swap. Because I'm thinking we might do better if we just go with a Fireball and upgrade it significantly. Fireball randomly use physical lightning or fire damage. Gains 1 radius for every 4 tiles away that you cast it. Never damages the wizard. And Fireball gains 3 duration. And it gains 4 duration. Alright. In a 2-tile burst, Boiling Blood, Immolate. You know, which one did you say was good? To Lightning Spire. Summon Lightning Spire. Lightning Spires are stationary metallic constructed 25 max HP. Each turn it will zap up to 4 enemy units, up to 5,000 weight, dealing 8 lightning damage. It's not bad for numerical targets. Can zap enemies through walls. Permanently with 10 lightning resistance. But I guess, you know, there's only 38 HP. Whenever lightning bolts kills a unit, spawn a living lightning scroll that can cast your lightning bolt spell once. Deals arcane damage. Repeated bolt. Yeah, I got that. I got that it stacks. Alright, let's make some decisions here and go. I want to kill stuff. So one thing that I'm gonna do is I am going to upgrade you and take... Oh snap, it costs 5? Does this one really take 5? Do I get that right? That is super expensive. I was hoping that it would be better. Okay. Well then. I was under the idea. Okay, then let's go with Flame Burst. I'll take the Flame Burst. I know that you will probably not condone that, but I need something that will deal direct damage, and the gimmicky spells seems a little bit too... I will eventually like them, I'm pretty sure, but at this point I'm not that much of a fan. And the lightning one, it was free, right? Yeah, I would like the Spire too, but I don't have enough. Okay, we'll get the Spire next and we'll see how it's gonna go. And what was this one? Yeah, it was these. Okay, so we can spawn Flame versus only 4, only 6. So it would be actually very useful for us to be somewhere where we're gonna get surrounded by a lot of enemies. So I could spawn here, kill the Ice Lizard spawner, and then I basically just need to get as many of them close to me as possible. Yeah, that works. That works. Alright, where's the next spawner? One is over here. That's an orc spawner. And we do have a way to deal with the ice lizards easily, so I'm not gonna worry about that one. Okay, annihilate. No. Wait, did I use the annihilate? I did not want to use the annihilate. That was a waste. Okay, kill you. Alright, so that works. It is a bit of a risky tactic though, I will not lie. Wait, do you have Blink? And you have only melee attack, but you have a range. So now I have to be super careful about what I do because I'm almost out of health. So when I said it's a risky tactic, It's a little bit of a... It's a suicide tactic, basically. Okay. Do a noted game. I will be a little bit more careful next time. Still can't reach it. Still can't reach it. Alright, bye-bye. Cool. Ikram is gonna go. Damn. Alright, good night, man. You can tab select enemies when attacking. Alright, we're gonna get a little bit of health. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And we have 3 options where to go next. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. See, centaurs, throw spear, trample, and leap. Dark tormentor. Alright, I do not like the ranged attacks, to be quite honest, and boggarts, because with the tactic that we have chosen, it would be much easier for us to deal with things where we are surrounded, and this is also not gonna work because it's all completely. And you guys have a resistance, though I think that 40 would still kill you because 75% of 40 is 25. Yeah, you still get 10 damage. What the hell is this flame maul? You are all resistant to fire. That's not gonna work for me. Okay, damn it. Everybody is resistant to fire, and so is it fun to fill. Empire's dark damage. There's one spawner and another spawner, but there are 2 more over here. But those are boggart spawners, and boggarts do not really bother me. Wow, there's actually 3 of them here. But still, I can annihilate you easily. Flame Rift. 30 health. And there was this thing. The Philosopher. Enlightened Serpent. 9 range, 5 turn cooldown. Transform a snake into a dragon. He has poison bolt, just a poison bolt. I think we could do this one, but we will require ice spells and something against the vampire, something holy. Alright, so let me see what the holy thing can we learn. Holy water, 17 damage. Whenever a frozen enemy takes holy damage, you and all allies in line inside gain 1 shield. Whenever a frozen enemy, 17 damage. Hypocrisy. Righteous March. Alright, it bothers me a little bit how expensive this one is. So let's not do that. Instead, let's look at ice. Wait, why are we... Oh, those are skills. I'm looking at the wrong menu. I'm dumb. Alright, I don't want the skills. I want to learn spells. Of course, now that's much more like it. So we need something that's gonna kill them. Heavenly Blast will not. Holy Fire. 22 fire damage in a vertical line and 22 holy damage. That is stun demon. This is what we're looking for. Core of Angels. Healing Light. That would be nice. I wish this one's a little bit better, just a little bit. Scourge, Blinding Light, Holy Armor. This one is not bad, to be quite honest. 3 and 3. Well, we might go for Holy Armor next. Holy Fire. So that one is gonna be something that we're gonna take. And we also need something that's gonna be based on ice. So, Icicle, basically. Or Eye of Ice, or Freeze. Ice Ball. There's a 2-tile burst, but we want charges. We really do not have much of that. Alright, so let's get in. I cannot pass through these walls, so we'll need to spawn here and be quick about it. So annihilate you. Wait, you're resistant to what? Okay. Holy Fire you. Empire Bat. Okay, Holy Fire you again. Okay, we're having a little bit of a problem over here. This is a Storm Drake, which is resistant to lightning. There is a Fire Drake here. I think I'm gonna hit my... No, I did not, but... Holy hell. How the hell are we gonna get away from here? There's just so many enemies that are... A Flame Burst is not gonna help us here, because that one is going to just... Yeah, it's just gonna fill these paths, so... Alright, so how about... Damn, I have to wait, because I cannot do anything with these. Windy Storms. Okay, annihilate the Drake here. Please don't do this. Bogart here. Thank God the metallic treant is actually resistant to lightning. He is not resistant to Holy Fire, but I don't have that many left. But there's only like one left here. And we could use Annihilate against him if we need to. So let me just cast it like this. Did I kill him? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, he's dead. Alright. But I desperately need to get out of this storm and I need to heal myself. How the hell did you get behind me? I specifically got the icicle to deal with these guys, but turns out they're... Oh snap, you're gonna get me? No. No, you... Well, you will. Okay, icicle you again. We need to kill those spawners. They are really screwing with us. Can I hit him with the whole if I am not yet? I like how the treant is basically just doing his own thing over there. Like, not caring at all about what's going on here. It's just like, chill, we got this. Why are we not hitting the Bogarts? Nature 4. Resist arcane. You're not arcane. I'm a bit confused about that, but... get that. Thing if it's the last thing I'm gonna do. Okay, icicle and annihilate. Alright. Okay, well, so far so good. Please do not. That's not great. Okay, we're gonna have to start annihilating these. Which really sucks because we are almost dead. And we died. Damn! I should have taken a healing potion. That is the worst thing that can happen to you if you are carrying around the healing potion and you die. I hate that. Dang it. Alright, so we did this map, which was super easy. Just with lightning bolt. And we've done pretty well. Then we've done this one, which is also doing pretty well. We learned Annihilate. Man, I really like Annihilate. That is such a good spell. Then we went to this third map. We still had only Lightning Bolt and Annihilate. But we had our Metallic Tree Ant Friend. Then we cleared this map, still only having Lightning Bolt and Annihilate. Killing everything. Okay, then we finally learned the Flame Burst. I really like that one. I need more experience with this game because a lot of these spells and skills, you just need to test them out and see what works for you and build a winning strategy. And then finally this map turned to be too much for us. We've been conquered, to be quite honest. We tried our best, but it wasn't our best. Alright, so let me play some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup next, because that's what you guys actually voted for as well. I kind of like it. It is a great game. We're gonna give it a try and see how it's gonna go. I played it a little bit more because this is one of my favorite games. I let's play it as well, so I know what I'm doing with this one for the most part anyway. It's not like I know all. And they keep updating it, so every time I come back to it, it's a bit of a different game. But it's another dungeon crawler that I really like. I would like to do something where we actually get somewhere. We've tried Demon Spawn where I was showing it, but I think we might go with a Spriggan. That is one that I really like and I have a lot of experience with because they are very specific. Or we could play a Gargoyle. Or just simply go with a Minotaur, which is just kill everything with a big axe, usually. Or demigods. But I would like to have a god. We could be a whole Minotaur. I have not done that yet, I think, ever. It could be fun. Or a troll. So what each game here, you have to choose a character and then you choose an occupation. But it never really matters what occupation you choose because you can invest in any skills you want. So it's just basically your starting setup, your equipment and starting skills, but you can change it completely. Your race is what matters the most because based on that you have your aptitudes for skills and you have other limitations. For example, Minotaurs cannot wear helmets, obviously. They have horns, duh. Demigods are my favorite, but they do not have the ability to worship gods, and I would like to show that off because it is one of the most fun mechanics. Demon spores are amazing, but they're a little bit weak, but they can grow really good because they get specialized mutations, so I kind of like those. If anything of that sounds interesting to you guys, just let me know in the chat. I would be happy to abide if something interests you. Trolls are huge. They cannot wear armor, but they have vast amount of health and they can hit things with big sticks and they have regenerations, of course. Any other Felids? Those are gimmicky. I do not trust myself enough with those at this point. Winestalkers. I like the Winestalkers. They are really specific as well. Hey, Lizzie. Nice to see you here. Thanks for all the comments, by the way. I really appreciate you enjoying the Project Hospital Let's Play. I uploaded another episode tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be recording it a little bit more tomorrow. We really need to rebuild some of those departments, man. It's getting so messy. So right now we're just playing a little bit of roguelikes. Mountain Wars. If I remember correctly, they did not heal, so that doesn't sound really good. You know what? I'm just gonna go with a Minotaur. I haven't played Minotaur in a long time, so let's pick fighter, and we're gonna go with We're gonna go with an axe. We're gonna go with an axe. So what's my name today? Let's have a random name. Gudik. Sure. So how this works is you start with some equipment. We have a war axe, scale mail, and a buckler, which is not much. But we have skills here, and you can see that we have very good aptitudes. It goes from -5 to +5, and we have plus in pretty much every combat skill you can imagine except for stealth. So we are good in fighting, axes, we have really good aptitudes for armor, dodging, and shields. This is like a pure melee build. But if you want to see other things, we are not really good in magic. So magic is going to be very problematic for us. If you want to learn anything, it's going to cost us way more than it would normally. And invocations are okay, so you can worship gods very well. You can also use evocations, but everything else is really bad. So it's gonna be a one-trick pony. Basically, we come to things and we hit them with big, well, not sticks, but in this case, you know, big big weapons. So let me just make this happen. We're gonna go with axes. I'll set fighting to max out on level 4. Fighting is a skill that gives you extra health and lowers. I mean, fatigue is no longer in the game, they removed it, so I guess it just really makes you better at fighting. Axis, that's gonna, you know, mean how well we hit things, and we need to improve. Wait, what am I doing? Manual. I need to set. Do I have wrong keyboard? No, oh, no, I'm doing it all right. Yeah, okay, I was messing it up. Like this. F, we're gonna set it to 4. We're gonna set shields to 6. Wait, no. 6 to shields to 6, and armor to 4, and I wanted to set fighting to. Did I just delete it all? What is going on? Create targets. Oh man, is the. Okay, it's the keyboard incorrect set. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. My apology, I was basically deleting my own orders here all the time. Unbeknownst to me. Because they set it next to each other. Alright. And once we're gonna be done with the skills, we're gonna start training dodging. And it's gonna be our basic setup. So here we are on the map. This is us, and we're gonna start hitting things with sticks. I really enjoy Let's Play. I still need to watch the other new episodes. Well, take your time, man. As I always said, that they're over there. You can watch them anytime. Yes, I started an EU5 as UN 2 days ago. 4 episodes are up. 5th is coming tomorrow. Hey, Quick H, welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I mean, hope we don't post Altered 4. That's a bit unfortunate. They gave all the saves, so you know that is covered. No, but really, they said clearing the presets to a dash, and on my keyboard it's right next to the equal sign, which is used to set skill. So I always set skill and then I deleted it because I have a English keyboard and I switch it to Czech sometimes. And I was confused about what was going on because Czech keyboard layout is a bit different than the English one. So so we're starting with a bit of gold. It is a turn-based roguelike, so this is interesting. We found a bookshop on level 1. That's usually not what happens, but you can see that we cannot buy anything, but we can always come back. You can move freely between levels. There's nothing blocking you from coming back. So eventually we might want to come and pick up the Book of Cantrips. Is an interesting one. Wait, no. Where's the exclamation mark like this? It gives... okay, so they changed the spells in the books as well. Damn, I haven't played it much. Displacement Dreams... What's this one? And Souls of Hibernation. All of these suck. Book of Burglary could be good. Swiftness is a really nice skill. Level 3 Air. Passwall is really good. You can hide basically from enemies, but spatial translocation. I would like Blink. That is a great skill that can save you from a lot of issues. It's a random transportation. Okay, so we're gonna come back for this one. Blinking is worth it, even for a Minotaur like us. Blinking would be great. Let me see. Blinking is a translocation -3. That's manageable. We'll be able to get it later on without any issues. So that's okay. Okay, let me just see. We got some dark potions. People are usually confused about how the potion system works here. You basically pick up potions and scrolls and you have no idea what they do. Basically, they're until you quaff them, you have no idea what's going on. But there are ways how to get around it. Usually you just go by picking up everything. Okay, so here's our enemy. We basically hit it and kill it at this point. Like, Minotaurs start very strong, like really strong in the beginning. Here's our first scroll. What you usually do is you just pick up a lot of scrolls, a lot of potions, and then level 3, level 4, you just start reading the scrolls, and sooner or later you get the phosphor mace. Man, that sucks so much that we do have a skill. When you learn axes, you also learn maces. So it would make sense for us to maybe wear that mace for now, because we would hit more things with it, as it's a +4 mace. Sorry, I'm a bit scatterbrained right now. I'm gonna try to keep to one topic, but as I said, what you do, you usually pick up scrolls and potions, and when you have a lot of them, you start seeing a little bit of a pattern. Usually the scrolls of identify are quite numerous, so you can just say, okay, we have 5 scrolls of this and 5 scrolls of this, so let's read them and see what they do. And same with the potions. You usually get the more common potions in bigger numbers, so you can say, okay, this is most like a cure or heal wounds. Damn, the game is really throwing all weird items at us. Like, we found a bookshop and 2 books already with spells, when we are pretty much the antithesis of a caster. It's trolling me so hard right now. And I picked axes, and it gives me a +4 mace. You cannot make this up, like, if you tried. Alright, kobold, that's not an issue, nor is the ooze. These are all just simple enemies on first level, and again, like, sometimes you struggle in the first levels, but with a Minotaur, we have 20 health at level 1. Spriggans start with 8, humans with 12. We really do not have an issue with health at this point, so we just quickly clear out the first couple of levels, and then it's gonna start getting a bit more interesting. Okay, well, come on. Kill it. Kill the bat. Alright, we killed the bat. Now, what I wanted to mention is that like eventually we're gonna start meeting enemies like ogres and stuff, where because we are pure melee, it's gonna get more difficult because we'll have to come toe to toe with them, and it's gonna mean that we are a little bit more challenged as you cannot really fight them with spells or weaken them much unless you have really good potions. So then it's gonna get a little bit more worrisome. I'm not. There is an altar to a fated god here. You can kneel at it, and it's gonna tell you the potential gods. But I want to go with the shining one, which is a god that will make us play fair. Basically, we will be forbidden to use poisons, but he will give us extra bonuses against undead and demons. I don't usually take the shining one, but I feel like doing that right now. Man, this looks like it would be on Newsgram. What do you mean? Like, you know, that this game is extremely complex. Like, really, believe me, it is a massive. Uh, it has so much depth in it. Don't let the graphics fool you. But it is a classic roguelike. I usually play it with ASCII graphics, like no graphics at all. But for the stream and your viewing pleasure, I'm using the tile set. But trust me, it's gonna get way more complicated very soon, because you know the complexity is pretty neat in this. So you can see we already have 2 scrolls of one thing. We have a couple of potions, but nothing else was found on this map. So we're just gonna advance further. It was perfectly timed though. I guess they can be a bit overwhelming. Exactly, man. But no kidding. Like the ogres in this game, there are maces, and you have like a mace, you have a flail, and then you have like a you know whips and stuff. And ogres fight with a tree trunk. They basically take a tree trunk and they hit you with it, and there's so much there. It's so unlikely that they will hit you most of the time, but when they do hit you, it is just insane. Like they do so much damage. Same with trolls. They fight with the same thing, and then later on they get spiked tree trunks, which just hit you so much. All right, so we leveled to level 3. We can improve some of our stats. We have 20 strength. I haven't really explained the interface. We have strength, intelligence, and dexterity. You can see that we have intelligence of 5, which basically means all of our spells are going to be that much weaker and that much harder to cast. Dexterity shows how well you wield your shields and move stealthily, and strength is basically just hit it with big sticks. But we're gonna improve dexterity because I would like to have a higher chance to hit things eventually. There's a lot of enemies here, and I do not. Alright, so I was saying that we might be okay here, but we are actually poisoned and dying. That worm is hitting us really heavily. Okay, let me see if I can quaff one of these potions, and it was a potion of cancellation. Alright, so I really... Either one of these is gonna either save us or we're gonna die. So this was a potion of curing, and I died because the ribbon worm attacked and killed me. Damn, alright. So, you know, me and my big mouth. Alright, but let's try it again. Like, you know, sometimes things like this happen. Alright, we're gonna be... damn. Let's try the same character but different name. And I'm gonna try to focus a little bit more on what I'm doing. Like the game is really funny in the way that sometimes it just throws you in a situation that you cannot reasonably win, and you just have to run. Like that situation, I should have just seen the cards and just been a bit more tactical. You can find a nice choke point and take them one by one. You can run basically, or quaff. I should have taken the potion of might. That would probably solve my issues, but the moment I started realizing that things were going south, it was way too late. We had too little health to work around it, and there was no potion that we had in our inventory that would actually save us. The curing just, that's against poison. but it doesn't really solve the situation. Like, unless we would have potion of heal wounds, it wouldn't work. Okay, null is a little bit strong for the starting floor, but we'll get it. The game, one thing that's really cool about this game, it is usually it takes a little bit of time to get your character off the ground. You have a lot of early deaths because, you know, you basically just can be hit by the RNG really poorly in the beginning. You do not have many tools available at your disposal, but the further you get, the more complex it gets. The game has about, what is it, 15 levels in dungeon. Then there's the depths. They have another, I think, 10 or 15 levels, and then there are the branches, and there's so many branches which you can use to you know, discover the world. There's even an abyss, which is an infinite level, which you can just ultimately just spend forever in, which is really cool. It just keeps randomly generating more and more territory. All right, so this is one of those situations where it's really good to have a choke point. By the way, you will notice that we're already again at level 3. In this one, the game really gave us a lot of, oh, and this is nice. We get javelins. We can throw them at enemies and make them die a little bit better. All right, I haven't done the setup here, so let me just turn off the fighting. We're gonna focus on axis, and we're gonna turn off armor. Let me just get the shields a little bit higher. The skills are really interesting in the way how they function, because they get gradually harder, which is understandable, but they give you also diminishing returns. So it is really a good idea to get most of your skills to at least some level, and then you will start to, you know, be a bit more tactical. So I hope goblin skeleton here. That's really nice because we started here. Okay. So this map is a completely different. Really? 2 rings of willpower? I mean, sure, let's put them on. We don't have anything better to do. But, alright. When it comes to your inventory, you have a number of slots on your body. You can have a weapon and a shield, or you can have a two-handed weapon. You have missiles, and then you have an armor. You have a helmet, a cloak, gloves, shoes, and you can wear 2 rings, basically. Unless you're an octopode, then you can wear 6 rings, I think, or 8 rings. That is their specialty, but they, of course, cannot wear any armor. They can only wear hats, which is kind of cool, like a giant octopus crawling through the dungeon with rings on its tentacles and a really nice hat. Wizard's hats. There are artifacts in the game which are really cool that you can use, and they will also give you various, sometimes detrimental effects. That's pretty cool. You should have used some of my potions when you get swarmed, maybe. Yeah, definitely. Like they. Oh, by the way, hello, Purpose Art. I didn't even notice that you joined the stream. Yeah, they work very well, especially in the beginning. Like they give you a huge buff. But the issue was that I noticed too late that they were hitting me with, you know, so much. The worm is really strong. Like you have to be really careful about it. They buffed it up a lot. I noticed that when I started playing the game again, that they are much stronger than they used to be, or your characters are weaker. I'm not sure what happened, but they were never that much of a trouble. But they killed me a couple of times because I just constantly underestimate them. Especially when there are other enemies around, they can get really dangerous. The adder is also super dangerous because if he gets a couple of hits on you, he can basically poison you to death, like he is doing right now. No, okay, we were okay, but yeah, if he Ring of Wizard, Kim, stop with the spells. I'm not interested. All right. Poison is really dangerous, and then around level 4, I think, sometimes maybe even level 3, you can start seeing enemies which are called orc shamans, which can smite you, and that is an unavoidable attack And if they smite you a couple of times, you're basically dead. So they immediately become a priority target for you. All right, so we found the shoes, or boots, basically, which just give you a flat out +1 to armor with no penalties. We do have a bit of a penalty. Okay, a little bit more about the game. You have armor class, evasion class, shield class. Right now we have 8, 8, and 4, which is horrible because the way it works is the game will evaluate your evasion. And if it fails, it moves to your shield. And if that fails, it moves to your armor and deals damage, basically. So it is best to focus on one of these and have it really high, because if you have all low or all mediocre, everything will basically hit you. So it's best to like either be ironclad in plate armor and just ignore your evasion and go with shield and armor, or have, ignore armor and just go with evasion. Right now we have nothing. Basically, we are awful. We have scale armor with a low skill, which is probably the worst thing that we could be doing. But we have a lot of health, so I'm okay with it. We'll see if we can find some pretty decent armor early on that we could then base our strategy around. You will never convince me that the game is not programmed to make loot better when you can't use it. You play this game? Yeah, I see that all the time. Like if you choose axes and just you get epic swords and stuff like that, and you get when you're a troll you get awesome helmets and stuff like that. It always throws you like this. All right, but this one is starting to shape pretty nicely. We even have some pretty decent skills already. Axes at level 4. Shields at level 4.5. You get penalties from things like your bucklers if your skill is not enough. So you can see here that we're getting penalty of 0.3 to evasion because we do not have enough skill. And shields will increase by 4. Wait, your shield would decrease by 4.7. Oh, if you take it off. Okay, so yeah, we have a little bit. And encumbrance rating. It's tell you here somewhere where I think it's 6. At 6 we will eliminate this penalty, so I'm gonna let it just run a little bit higher. Let's say to 5, and then we're just gonna ignore it and turn on armor and dodging. We need to boost the dodging, but armor is gonna be what we're gonna be most likely focusing on. I like plate armor. It is really good. The armor system is actually pretty complex. There is a ton of armors in the game, and they give you basically a penalty to evasion, but they give you an armor class, and then they have a direct reduction in damage that you take. So the better the armor, the more penalty you get, but the higher armor rating is, and even if you get hit through armor, the damage is reduced. I think it's like 50% with scale armor, 80% with plate armor, but it is really basically good to. Yeah, we have to walk to that teleport trap. It's really good to have some heavier armor later on. Even as a wizard, you can basically eliminate most of the. You can go with something like chainmail armor later on if you have high enough skills and strength, and still cast end game level spells. All right, so I just got a little bit of a brain freeze here because we encountered our first character. There are named characters in the game which are like special enemies which have various skills. Egypt is a bit of a tricky one because a small one-shoot goblin inventor wearing blue rags coated in suit. She claims dominion over this level of the dungeon. Trespassers will find themselves on the business end of a homemade wand. Yeah, he can wear. Okay, he has a quicksilver bolt. He can have random, or she in this case can have random equipment. She has a high evasion, but the armor is okay, and she's going to be. The quicksilver bolt is gonna probably do a lot of damage to us. I need to get her to come closer to me, like this. And now we're just gonna wail at her and kill her in 2 hits. Perfect. That actually was much easier than I thought. And she had just leather armor. Alright, well that was easy. Sometimes she can be really problematic if she has like a fireball wand or something, which is really dangerous. Wait, a helmet? Well, yeah, but we are a minotaur, so we cannot get that one. Of course we found the book. Spear. A wand of flame. That could be very useful for us, but we'll see. Alright, I'm starting to feel a little bit good about this character. We're through the initial hurdle. What the hell is this? I do not know this item. I'm still relearning the game. They one thing that I really don't like about Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, I was last playing on version 0.26, something like that. They make massive changes to the basic game and they remove a lot of the mechanics constantly and they add new ones and basically test everything and work with it, which is, you know, the developers can do whatever they want, but it seems to me like they are removing some of the mechanics that were core to the game, and then I get a little bit confused when I come back to the game after a couple of months because so much has changed. What the hell is this, for example? A small gas bauble containing an ominously glowing substance. Crushing it will flood you with transmutational energy. Alright, this is the permanent mutagenic energy in this function. Melee attacks are much weaker, but each strike will contaminate. Okay. So first strike will mutate. That's interesting. The lack of certain in your physical form also makes you much harder to hit. Okay, so the game has a way you can encounter an enemy which will basically mutate you by hitting you with this mutagenic energy. It's kind of interesting that this doesn't say that you will mutate yourself, but you can actually mutate enemies, which is kind of cool. Like, but the issue is you can mutate them in a hydra or a dragon, for example. So you have to be a little bit careful about that. But you know, we will probably use this just if just for fun. Okay, a ring of resist corrosion is pretty good. Once we encounter slimes, that is going to be an amazing thing. All right, another wand. We're done exploring. This is dungeon level 3. Okay, how are we doing on the scrolls and potions? All right, I think we can do it now. So let's read this scroll and see if it is a potion of it is a scroll of identify. So let's identify these potions, and they are potions of curing. So this is how you usually handle it. Eventually, now we can just have a look at these scrolls. Okay, we have a. This is actually really good. We have 2 scrolls of enchant armor. Now you know that we have armor class of 8. I'm gonna read these scrolls and I'm gonna enchant my boots, because the boots, if they are very likely to keep for a long time, we will probably get a much better shield and a much better armor eventually. But the boots, I'm willing to bet on keeping them. And I think +2 is the max you can enchant them to anyway. Yes, it cannot be enchanted further. So we now have excellent boots, which gives us 3 armor, and we can be happy about that. And the last scroll of identify, I'm gonna try this potion, the fuming pink potion. Nice, potion of heal wounds. So I was really lucky. Now we have 4 potions of might, 4 potions of curing, and a potion of heal wounds, which is amazing for any kind of fight that we're gonna encounter. So let us just go downstairs and see what we're gonna find on level 4, because that's where ogres can start appearing, and orcs and orc priests. I think I said shamans before, but they're orc priests, which can smite you. And we could also find an entrance to the ecumenical temple here, where we could. Alright, so we found a bunch of gnolls, and these are really dangerous because they have. This guy has a flail, this one has a club. Club and flail and spear. Okay, so that's actually okay. Sometimes they have a halberd, and that is way more dangerous. But they're still managing to hurt me quite a lot. So let me just. What the hell do you have? Let me just craft that potion of heal wounds here real quick and just kill him. Those are really dangerous. Okay, level 5. What the hell did you... He had just plus 0 fail. How did you manage to hurt us that much? Okay, come play with me. I'll just... This is called star dancing, basically. Oh, and orcs. Alright. You just lead them to the stairs and they can... Some of them will follow... The ones that actually are around you will follow you up the stairs. The ones that are not will stay down. Okay, but the fact that we're meeting orcs here means that there will be orc priests here, which is a little bit of a problem. The armor, was there anything interesting here? No, they didn't really drop anything. Good, more orcs, so let's just dispose of them. I don't know if it applies in Dungeon Crawl Stones, but in other roguelikes I've played, enchanting your boots also makes them resistant to acid. No, there's no acid puddles here. You can get corrosion on you, but it will just decrease temporarily your armor and weapon stats, but it will get healed. And please tell me, yeah, it's just possible plus 0 boots, because I was 100% sure that it's gonna be some artifact boots that will mean that we have just wasted everything. Okay, Hound is a bit of an issue. Wow, we're already at level 6. We're rocking this boat. So Axe is at level 6. Let me just get a couple more levels in armor. Let's use 6 and we'll see how that's gonna go. And we're gonna start focusing on dodging. Thought of playing Bulgaria or Bosnia in Hearts of Fire 4. You mean like in Millennium Dawn, or like none of, like, Bosnia or Bulgaria would make sense in, I guess, the Great War? What? No, there's no Bosnia in the Great War. When would you play Bosnia? It's just like Millennium Dawn, right? Conqueror. I think a Czech history series made by yourself would be interesting, maybe for a mega campaign. I was thinking about it, but I did a CK2 campaign of Bohemia, and I think I played Europa Universalis also for as Bohemia, so I kind of covered it already in most cases. You know, pretty much as you can claim it's Czech, because before it was just Germanic tribes here, and you know, Czechoslovakia and Hearts of Iron, that's not much fun. It just basically gets steamrolled within the first years. Purpose, I do love how this game managed to make you say things like, I hope these new boots I just found suck. Yes. But I mean, you cannot imagine how many times it happens to you that you enchant something and then you immediately find a better character equipment. It makes me so mad. Okay, so here's an ecumenical temple. So it is one of the branches, but it's just a regular, very predictable place where you find a number of... There's a lot of gods in the game, and you will find most of them in this area. So we have Elvelion here, which is a good god of healing. Iredemnu is a evil god of magic. Kikubashka is is an evil god of necromancy. Ru is a really good god, but a really gimmicky god. This is the shining... No, it's Gozak. Gozak is a fun god. He basically makes it so that you turn the corpses into gold, and you can summon shops, and you can hit people with gold, and you know, that's fun. We could do that one if we cannot find the shining one here. Quasal is a god of storms. Trog is a bloodthirsty god. Man, we really do not find a shining one here. Zin is the good god of magic. Vujian Council is a tribal god of dancing. Kerberos slows you... That's a god of time, and he slows you down. And Ashinzara is the cursed god. You get benefits for cursing your own items. So the more cursed items you have on you, and you can curse them yourself, the the more bonuses you get. But damn, we really did not find. I was betting there would be a shining one here somewhere. So do we? Okay, chat. Question. Are we gonna wait for? Do we wait for Altar of the Shining One? Yes, no. The thing is, if we can make like a bet that we will find it somewhere, but we might not have to. We might go another 6-10 levels and just not find him. Or we can take one of these gods here. We could go with Gozak, which is kind of fun. Or we could take Trog. Trog is a fun god. You basically can berserk yourself and your bot first day, but he hates magic, so it means that you cannot cast any spells, because if you do, he will literally set you on fire. He will basically put you into purgatory for just learning any spell. So I cannot. Russian Zara could be fun, or Zin, or Ru. I like it to experiment with gods, so. Do we wait for an altar of the Shining One? No. The ecumenical temple seems pretty evil. Yeah, there's a. It's weird. Like you get, there's a lot of templates, and you never know which kind of altars you find in here. But most of these are like of these gods. I tried all of them. I know all of them as the back of my hands, but Ru is one of my favorite ones. Kikubashka I like to play as a mummy, basically because he boosts your necromancy a lot, and he gives you undead followers, so you can get like once you top him off, basically you start getting very strong allies that he just gifts you if you kill enough enemies. So you get like flying skulls and stuff like that. It's really fun. But you know, for our character, it's completely useless. Nemox Zobek is a god of trickery, basically. He gives you cards, and you use these cards to summon perks. It's kind of, you know, it's a gimmick god as well. Trog, Gozag. I would either go with one of those three. Kerberos. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of more time to vote if anyone wants, and then we're just gonna continue. But I was really betting on finding the shining one here. I mean, isn't Czech history in a nutshell like people keep throwing officials out of windows? It's a meme, but it's a meme that works. Czech history is it's really sad for the most part. Like people like to joke that every time we were doing okay for ourselves, we got hurt by allies mostly. But many Central European nations will say that Poland was eliminated from the map. You know, Hungary was also annexed. You know, Slovakia was non-existent for most of the history. Same with Slovenia, Croatia. You know, so but Czech history is really sad, mostly because we have a couple of very, very, I would say, defining moments, which changed the history completely. And it's always basically like we really hoped that it would work out, but no, you know, and it's always sad like that. The friendship that a guillotine the checks of windows, you make do with what you have. Wouldn't this be rather a Russian thing now? So I have to make a choice who I'm gonna go with. Aru. You know what? That's not complicated. We're gonna go with Trog. I like that guy. He's simple. It's very unlikely that we're gonna learn any spells anytime soon. We can basically abandon the god. So when you go with a god, you get the information about what you can do. So Trog will allow us to berserk, which is an amazing skill. We can basically spam it every fight. We can call upon him to give us regeneration and willpower, which is amazing because he will basically heal us during the fight. Goes really well with berserking. We can call in reinforcements. He will spawn trolls and ogres on our side, and he will start giving us melee weapons as we gain piety. There is yes, he will. Wait, that's not what I wanted. This one. Wrath is you can do stuff that makes gods mad. Every god has something that he doesn't like, with a couple of exceptions. Trog hates it when you memorize spells, attempt to cast spells, train magic skills, and use magical staves and other wizardry items. When you do that, he will punish you. Trog does not appreciate abandonment and will call down fearful punishments on the soil followers. You can abandon God and go with another different God, and it basically means that the God will like be mad at you for, I don't know, 500 or 1,000 turns or 2,000 turns, and he will sometimes do stuff against you. There is a really good mechanic. For example, when you abandon a good god for another good god, like you're a follower of Zin, for example, and you go with the Shining One, you do not get wrath. The gods like each other, so they will let you do that. There's other couple hidden mechanics in the game like that that you can do. But in this case, we're gonna be Berserker of Trog. So now every time we kill someone, you will see that it says here Trog accepts your kill, which means that we just got a little bit of piety. The piety meter is over here, and as we will move through the piety, you will see more stars appearing here, and we will also gain new skills. Okay, Eustachio is another named character. He's an apprentice summoner, which is really unfortunate because we have an axe. One thing that I haven't mentioned about axes is that you hit in a wide arc around you, which was one of the reasons why I died before, because I was thinking that we would be good enough to actually kill multiple enemies there. Did he blink away? Yeah, he did. Bastard is hiding from us. But, oh, come on, stop blinking around. But you can basically just kill him, and that means that you disband all of his enemies. He's really pulling in the tricks. Come on. Kill, kill, kill. Stop blinking. If we die here, I'm gonna be really mad. And it's looking more and more likely. Okay, let me just go rest, because this didn't go well. So we need a new strategy. Basically, I need to kill him faster than he can spawn his little critters. Come on. Die. Yes. Okay, so we finally killed him. And he gave us enough experience for access to go to level 7. Can't you also sacrifice books and wands on Trog's altar? I thought you were carrying something, but maybe that was a previous run. No, I don't think you can anymore. I checked it out last time, and you cannot. You can pray, or you used to be able to pray over items. You do not have to sacrifice them at an altar, but you no longer can do it, I think, because like it would show us that we have a forbidden item in red, which we do not have. The wands do not count, but I was trying to pray over a book and it didn't do anything. You cannot even pray anymore, I don't think. Like there was nothing in commands about it. Like there's no praying anymore. I think that's another mechanic that they just removed, which really sucks because it was my favorite thing to just pray over books and have them burst into fire. And Trog was also like, burning them himself sometimes, which is really fun. Like you enter the room and suddenly, if it was like a library, 5 or 6 books just burst into fire. It was kind of fun. But it seems like they removed it again. Like they removed so many things, like the carrying capacity, and they removed eating, it's so many things. I don't get it. I don't know why they keep removing stuff. It feels like they're making the game actively easier. All right, so this is a weapon shop, and there is a +5 hand axe of devouring enemy. Freezes enemy, gives you the ability to blink, increases my will, gives me +3 dexterity, and I can see invisible enemies. This is something that we really need to get. Unfortunately, it's just a hand axe, but still, it's gonna be really good for the next couple of levels. How much we have? How much money? What can I see in the inventory? I need the this one. Yes. Okay, 124. That really is nowhere near enough. Okay, well maybe we'll not get it. I can come back for a dimension, but I was hoping that we would have more at this point. I've had the point of stone soup was adding everything in, not taking things out. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's funny because I saw a discussion with the developers and or a developer. I don't know much about the team that's behind this. I just know that they've been developing it for what 30 years now, something like that. And people were really mad about some things that they took away from the game, and it basically told them to eat rocks or kick rocks, and that they can go play the older versions. It was a bit weird, to be quite honest. Hold on, how's the... Yes, axe. There are no axes. We need to get this one. What about armor? Did I miss any armor? Ringmail, boots. No, we didn't miss anything. Man, we are on level 4? We still haven't seen a single chainmail. That's really weird. And the game has been really cheap with magical items so far. What's this? Datura tip darts. What do they do? A thin piece of metal tipped with substance that sends those idiots into a mindless frenzy. Oh, okay, so it berserks people. That can be fun, but also can be really detrimental to what we want to do. A phantom. Alright, come at me. They blink around and can be really annoying, but I think we'll be able to kill him, yeah. Not an issue. Stop blinking me. Alright, and we really have a lot of scrolls and no scrolls of identify. Come on, game, like, what are you doing? You're giving me so many items. I'm not gonna just start quaffing these potions at random. I might need them. Alright, still no. How? Oh! He attacked us and we hit him. We headbutt him with our with our horns and we killed it. I was like, what the hell happened? I didn't attack him. We just raged at him and killed him. Alright, finally, chainmail. So let's drop the scale mail and we're gonna wear the chainmail. So now evasion is only 7, but armor class is 13. So we will be a little bit better in everything. I guess when an indie project lasts long enough, it's bound to happen eventually. Yeah, but like some mechanics that they removed are really bizarre. Like there was a mechanic for carrying, and that made sense. Like trolls and ogres had a huge carrying capacity, and it was really like you could take big boulders and you could just carry them around, and you could carry hundreds of stones and stuff like that, and you could have like a very heavy plate armor that some characters just couldn't wear, and you had to manage your inventory. And then suddenly they removed it and said like you don't, you know, oh god, we just got smited. Oh, thank god. Like this bastard orc smited us on sight. That was really dangerous. Like if they smite you a couple of times, you can really die quickly. Alright, so let's identify these two potions. Potion of moonshine, amazing. So this is the reason why I'm not just gonna start quaffing things at random. So like removing the carrying capacity just makes no sense to me. I have absolutely no idea why they did that. It just removed something that was really strategic for the game, and they suddenly just removed it. And I was like, why? Hey, a plate armor. Okay, I'll carry that with me. And like you now can basically the only limitation is the size of your inventory. So if you have 52 things in your inventory, that's it. But the game doesn't no longer care if it's like, 100 rocks and 1,000 javelins, because there's no limitation there. And I don't know why they, because like things like Spriggans, which are very small characters, they're tiny, they could carry very little. So you had to build your strategy around that. And you were thinking like, okay, can I carry these javelins, or should I carry this heavy spear, or this many potions? You had to be strategic. Why the hell would you remove that? And that was another thing, which was eating mechanic. So you could basically eat your enemies. Like I could just eat this one, and you had to eat from time to time. You were finding rations. Many characters could just eat enemies, but then there were again Spriggans, for example, uh, who could only eat vegetables, and they could not eat meat. So, but they had very slow metabolism. So you were just working around rations, and every time you saw ration shop, you bought stuff. And if you, for example, played a troll who had very fast metabolism and literally had to eat pretty much everything that he came into contact with due to his regeneration, getting a god like Gozak who turns the corpses to money was a really bad idea for troll. It basically killed you because you starved to death within a level or two. So like there were things that make sense, and the game, basically like had all of these extra mechanics that you had to think about, and then they removed it. And now like it makes no difference whether you are a troll or a spriggan. There's just no point in the weight, and there's no point in eating. I mean, there's no point. Like that, the mechanic literally never. It doesn't exist anymore. So it was removed, and you're thinking like, what? Just like why? Okay, yeah, they have different aptitudes and different abilities, but like it was another flavor to the game, and it added a huge amount of strategic decisions that you have to make, and they removed it. It was a tried and working mechanic, and I have no idea why they would just do it. It makes no sense to me. They took out eating? Yeah, they did. Damn, how am I gonna steal the strength of my vanquished foes if I can devour they're still breathing? But like, you're joking, but it was like, it was fun. Like, you literally had to think about it. There was an entire character which was called a ghoul, and he had a mechanic about eating enemies. So if you were satiated, you had more health. There was a vampire who actually drained the blood from the fallen enemies. So if you got into branches which were full of undead, you had to build your strategy around it. For troll, for example, you had to have enough. You could chop enemies and bring meat with you. It rotted in a while, but you could, for example, save rations for it, and then you were pressed for time because you had. Oh, this is really bad. Yaks are extremely dangerous, and finding them on a dungeon level 5 is a really bad idea. Okay, close the door. I don't think they can like open the door on us, but we're not going there because a yak can base one yak, and they're always coming in huge amounts, could kill us, and there is probably 4 or 5 of them. So let's not go there, and let's continue downstairs. Eating corpses to get resistance is one of my favorite strategies. Yeah. You hear the solemn chanting of funerary rites. So this is a time. You remember, like the ecumenical temple was as an extra branch. There is lair, which is full of uh, of animals. There is an orc fort, which is full of orcs, but some of them are timed. And when you hear something like this, you hear the solemn chanting of a funeral rites. It means that there is a timed branch somewhere on the map, and we need to find it quickly. So we'll need to see, it will tell you a little bit about where it is from as you move around the map, if you're getting closer or not, it will tell you, like, you hear it in a distance, you hear it nearby. So I'm gonna wait for it to tell me that, and we'll base our, okay, very distant. One thing that we could do, there's probably, okay, a scroll of noise. That's not what I wanted at all. This was a scroll of fear. I was hoping that we could have a scroll of reveal map, but no such luck. Potion of mutation, that could be fun. Alright, so now because we had read that scroll of noise, everybody is gonna come to us. So we'll have a bit of a busy schedule. There was really not that many of them nearby, that's good. Alright, so let's try to go this way. A distant, alright, so we're moving closer, so it's this way. Scorpion. You usually have enough time. What the hell is this? Borkua de Orkua. I have no idea who this is. Sleep cap? A surprising ambulatory mushroom. It wafts its spores over prey to send them into deep sleep. And what was the Borkua de Orkua? Alright, I am asleep and I'm nearly dead. This is really bad. Gangly and bedraggled vampire with a strange obsession with color. Borgua was offered succor by a missionary of Biog and became a portly and vigorous orc with a strange obsession with color instead. Okay, so I have one potion of heal wounds. How dangerous is she? Evasion. She's casting spells. So what I can do here is I can actually start berserking. We failed berserk, alright, so, and now we can just wail at her and kill her. Cool, so we murdered her. And what happened? There's vampire bats everywhere. Alright, but there will not be an issue with that. Cool. So we used our berserk to get rid of Borkua the Orkua, whatever that was. I don't know that character. That's a cool character, and the gimmick with the vampire bats is really nice. And we used a little bit of our piety, but you can see that we're at level 1, which gave us the option to berserk. And we are now slow, and we cannot cast berserk, so I'm just gonna rest here for a bit. Oh, another bat. I'm gonna regen. Oh, we got a level up. Okay, I'm gonna regen, and okay, an orc is coming. And I need to do one thing, and that is we need to start learning. Wait, why can't I learn invocations? Is it not working for Trog anymore? Revocation skill of a god, you hit likelihood of an attempt to use divine abilities with certain gods. Alright, so I guess with Trog you no longer use invocations. Okay, that's news to me. Okay, a funeral chant very nearby, so it's literally just somewhere here. This, right? What is this? Phantasmal passage. Where is this leading? A portal leading to some of many necropole repositories, where the freshest slain and deeply resentful are sealed away. This wandering rift will eventually move elsewhere. I do not know this location, it's a new one. So I have no idea what's going to be in there, but we'll find it out. Okay. What did I just do? Okay, I did not want to click on that. I'm surprised that it's revealed. Okay, chill, go back. So what is this? Oh, it's a gravestone, petrified fauna. This is really cool. But what's the point of having everything revealed? Fire bat. Okay, can we get to them? What's this? Ice beast? Yeah. I need to start using the keyboards. Ice beast and Alder of Quaswal. 65 gold pieces. How do I get in there? Do you... Oh! Okay, like this. That's not what I expected. Okay, Cave's Ghost. Version of Cave the Ruffian, a novice troll shapeshifter of Sifmuna. So this is one of my previous characters. When they die, they have a chance of leaving a ghost behind. And you can encounter it, and it's gonna fight you. Now, in this case, I'm not really happy with the fact that he encountered us here. Alright, let me just get the Potion of Might. And I have a feeling we might have to start berserking again. So let's berserk. Kill the ghost. Quickly. And... oh man, the berserk ended, but we killed everyone. Good. Okay. So that was a good usage of a berserk. And Potion of Might, and we got +5 Ring of Evasion. That is amazing. The Ring of Evasion is going to increase our evasion by 5. So we now have armor class of 13 and evasion of 12, which is pretty decent for this place. Okay, so the Staff of Earth, as you can see, is in red, which means that Trog hates it, and I cannot pray. There's no praying mechanic anymore, which really sucks, but it is what it is. Display characters, inventory, Quaff Potion. Yeah, I really don't think there's praying anymore. Again, why did they remove that? I have no idea. You know, like, I would really like to burn these books and gain a bit more piety, but they have decided that it's no longer needed in the game, I guess. And again, it was just a small thing, which makes it all the more weird why they did that, because I have no idea. What is this? Sunshower's Ghost. The apparition of Sunshower the Tinker and of his demon spore Forge Fright. Okay, we can kill him, I think. Berserk. And you're dead, mate. And we got a level 9. Alright, more dexterity for us. Because that helps with the way we live and fight. Okay, Potion of Heal Wounds. +5 Halberd of Wrongful Imprisonment. Anti-magic blink, resist poison, dexterity +4, but makes you more vulnerable to cold. I think we have halberds too. Yeah. Damn. Alright, I'm gonna wield this. No, I can. I would not wield the shield. Oh, that's a really good weapon though. I wish I could use it. That sucks. Well, you know, I'm gonna put down the shield. Like, really. Let's wield the halberd. That's gonna be way more damaging. Okay, a lot of phantoms over there. And a spore mushroom. And I saw a ghost back there. Okay, a lot of money here, which is good because we wanted that axe. Potion of Magnification. It's good that it's... what is this one? Okay, but this is actually a character that I played. This one, the apparition of Akronor the Poker, an amateur demon spawn gladiator. I can evoke Blick now because we have it on that axe. That's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna berserk. We really need to finish everyone off before we run out, which we just did. Okay, there's another phantom here. We have a lot of potions of curing. Staff of Death, more gold, gold. This is a really nice branch. I've never been here before. They had to add it recently. Okay, and I really need to start learning throwing. Let's make that one. And let's get dodging as well. I want dodging to level at least 5. And let's get the throwing. Wait, to level 8. And I wanted throwing to level 4. hand axe. Of course, the one weapon that we could use is just a regular hand axe, nothing there. Damn you, game. And that's actually all there is to it. What's over there? Can we get there? No, I think we can't. Alright, so let me just check the... check that. No? Star doesn't work? Alright, then let's do it this way. I'm gonna check what items are in your weapon. The Necropolis Glaive, hand axe, mace, and a sling. Alright, what about armor? Am I missing anything? Because sometimes it can happen that you miss something lying, and you can also go with artifact, and it's gonna show you all the artifacts that you encountered. Alright, 665 gold. We have how much? 475. We might go ahead and get that one soon. Now, where's the gate out? I think here, right? No? No, that's how we got in, and this is the way out. Alright, cool. It was a really nice branch. And we came out of it with a +5 halberd. I call that a win. Centaur come. Those are really nasty because they are fast moving and they have a really good bow. Alright, a jelly, which is where that corrosion... Yeah, see, he just corroded us, lowered armor and lowered attack. But you can just wait it out if you want to. Which you always want to. I don't know why you would not want to, and you would... A lemur. Okay, I don't know what a lemur is in the game. I've never encountered one before, but it's surprising. Wow, these are surprisingly tough. And I curse so magical bounty how you serve. Oh, it's Pikel. These used to be humans, and now they're turning into lemurs. So Pikel is, what he's doing is he enslaved these and they serve him. And if you kill him, he's actually one of the most dangerous enemies that you can encounter in early dungeon. They will become neutral. So let me just get the Berserk on, because we need to kill this guy quickly. Oh, and in this case they just disappeared. Wow, the axis skill increased to level 15, throwing skill gained 2 levels, and dodging skill gained 2 levels. That was really interesting. Here's a Whip of Freezing and a robe. Sometimes you have a really good whip that you can use in the early game. If you're lucky enough. Dragon Scales. Nice. So you can find dragon scales, which you can wear as an armor. And these have a base armor rating of 11, an increments rating of 15. And our current armor, Chainmail, has increments rating of 14 and armor rating of 8. So you can see that this one is just a little bit heavier, but so much better. Yeah, plate armor has 18 and base armor rating 10. So this is significantly better than the plate armor. So I can just drop the plate armor, and I'm gonna also drop the chain, and we're gonna wear the shadow scales, which increased our armor to 17 while keeping the same evasion. And I think you also give us an additional... Wow, we can enchant it to +11, but don't you give us Great Emperor Dragon? It's heavier than most dragon scale armors, but despite this, runs well with the shadows. Ah, okay, so it boosts our stealth significantly. Oh yeah, stealth +4. Damn. Alright, so we might, if we wear this, it might actually make sense for us to invest a little bit in stealth. Is this a draw? A black bear. Okay. Ring mail. Scroll of enchant armor. No mind if I do. We could invest in this Shadow Dragon armor. I'm gonna wait off a. Damn, it really works that we are stealthy now. What was the character status? It's at. No, that's not it. That's not what I'm trying to find. Where is it? Show skill. Character overview. No, where's the percentage? Percentage. No. It's fine. Ah, this one. So our stealth is actually pretty good. We have 3 stealth despite wearing heavy armor. So it would make sense for us now to actually start investing into health. It's really surprising. I really did not expect to see that. Because, like, look, we can just kill a bear because he's sleeping. He's not defending with 1 hit. We basically executed him with our halberd. I really like that option because it can, like, stealth is very useful in the game. It allows you to do a ton of stuff that's really fun. Now, what we're gonna do next is we have 2 potions of mutations. Those are the most fun potions that are purple, meaning that they can be good or bad depending on what mutations you get. And we're gonna do that. Let's see what they're gonna give us. So we feel extremely strange. We became resistant to cold. So we now have a pair of horns on our head. We reflexively headbutt those who attack you, and we are resistant to cold, which negates the issue that we got here. Yeah, we no longer have a... that was a really good one. So let's craft the other one as well. Let's see what that one gives us. We are no longer cold resistant, and we got bigger horns. We have a pair of large horns. So that's the best you can get, and these are actually really good. We can try to gore foes when launching melee attacks, preventing you from wearing helmets, but you know, even level 2 horns prevent that. Each level of this mutation increases the damage of your gore attack. The third level of this mutation prevents you from wearing any type of headgear. Ah, okay, so we could have wore hats before, but doesn't matter. So that was actually pretty good. Inkwell Talisman, huh? What is that? It's nothing that we want to use right now. Okay, so we get 2 scrolls of enchant armor. Yeah, like with this halberd, the gnolls have absolutely no chance against us. We're just murdering them by dozens. A sky beast. Okay, we get smited a number of times, but we no longer really worry about that because we get 7 to 8 hit points, so it's no longer important. So proposal, this is another thing that they removed from the game. Like, you used to be able to chop up sky beasts and they had mutagenic meat, as did some other enemies, and you could eat that and it would mutate you, similarly to the potion of mutation. So again, removed without any explanation. Was just, I guess, they decided that mechanic, but they left the mutation mechanic. I don't know, man. It's so weird. It's so weird sometimes. Alrighty. A silent potion, a battle axe, wand of quicksilver. What the hell is this? Oh, there's a Zom altar. Alright, and this one is Fadas? No, Hepoyakukwana. That is a fun god. She, Hapukiana the Forgotten, accepts the worship of those who would remember their forebears. Your life essence is reduced, so she actually takes away my health. Ancestors manifest to aid you. We can recall our ancestors. We can remember ancestors' identities, swap creatures with your ancestor. This is one of the gods that I have very little experience with. You know, using. Are these yaks? Yeah, they are. That's interesting. she and Kerberos are probably the ones I have the least experience with. Kerberos is another fun god, but like he is extremely powerful, but basically makes you die if you get into any kind of situation that you cannot handle, because the more piety you get with him, the slower you get. Like literally, everybody else keeps moving the same speed, but you get slower. But he gives you massive boosts to health, skills, your armor, and everything. And basically, you move so slow that you take a turn and everybody else takes like 4 in the end. So it's really like if you build your character well, you are amazing. but but then it can happen that you press a keyboard and suddenly you're dead and you have no idea what happened because everything was calculated in the behind, and behind the scenes, and you just had no idea what's going on. But I played him a couple of times, and like every time it made my character almost OP, but I had this kind of end in the end. Like they suddenly we died basically without any option to stop it, because all the things that happened so fast that there was no way we could react. So it's a gimmick god, not as useful as our berserking. Okay, here we're gonna berserk. I want to kill these orcs, and wow, there's a lot of priests here. Biog, the guy that, or the god that the orc shamans actually worship, and I'm not sure if they didn't remove him. They might have, but he was also a god. You can find his altar in the orc caves, and if you are an orc, you can actually worship him. All right, so there is. Okay, we became confused, and there is an enemy here, which we just killed. I've been looking at the Dungeon Crowstones changelog and investigating some of the more popular forks, hoping to find out this goes to the game I remember and was catered to speedrunners. If you find one, please let me know, because I saw a number of forks. Some of them are even in the Android store, but I never had a chance to properly test them. I would like one that keeps all of the old mechanics, like the eating and weight system and stuff like that, because like I appreciate that they try new things, but doing it and removing the old ones. Please let me know if you find any. That would be really, really cool, because I would definitely play that one instead. And I mean, I like the new things. I like some of the new races that they added, and I liked the new items that they added, stuff like that. They do so much good. Whites, they killed us last time. These are really dangerous. They drain you. Oh, but this one has a +3 battle axe. That would be really good for us. But they drain your skills and can make you super weak, because they usually carry cursed weapons. In this case, they don't. Did we drain the throwing? Yeah. Die, Mr. White. I just realized how that sounded. Yo, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? I should have named this character Jesse. That would have been so cool. More whites. Alright, I guess we don't have. Let's berserk on them. Hey, we found. Okay, we increased our piety to 2, and we now get Trog's Hand, which is the regeneration and willpower boost. But we're just gonna berserk. And if I notice correctly, yeah. Okay, so the chance is tied to piety now instead of invocation. I think that might have been the case. That's how it used to work. Yeah. For Trog, you don't get invocations, you get it tied to piety. Been a long time since I watched Breaking Bad, but it's such a good show. I watched it once. I watched all of the El Camino, and I watched almost all of Better Call Saul, and I was really, really like all of the shows. But Yeah, it's been a while. The ending of Breaking Bad is just amazing. I really like the way they handled it. I think it's one of the shows that I would maybe call even perfect. I saw somewhere that the worst rated episode of Breaking Bad is The Fly, and that one has like 80% or something. It's amazing. Like all of the every single person that acted in that show was just amazing. Like, and even the story and everything, it was so good. Kill the howler monkey before it could howl. That doesn't happen often. What the hell is Uskaya altar, Fedhas, and a burning? Wow, this dungeon is really evil. You guys were right. There's so many evil altars here. Parrow dragon scales, you must be joking. That's the best armor in the game. Or used to be. The Necro scales of Parrow Dragon. It grants the wearer resistance to negative energy. 11 and 10. And the Shadow Dragon armor scale has 15 and 11. Man, they nerfed down the Parrow Dragon. Purpose Art, wasn't it the case that it was the best one? Or do I remember that incorrectly? I thought the Parrow Dragon was the strongest dragon that dropped the best scales. It also used to be, for some time, it used to be that you get scales, and when you enchanted them, it transformed into an armor. So, you know, that obviously was also removed for some reason. +1 chainmail or fire resistance. I'll grab that one just for the possibility that we meet someone with a really evil, strong fire attack. Resist armor, fear, curing heal. Yeah, we have a lot of single scrolls and a lot of single potions. I really cannot experiment with that much. Killer bees. Okay, those are really dangerous. But at this point, I think we'll be able to handle them. And they come in pair with whites. That's just amazing. +3 battle axe. Man, this would be good, but I really feel like the bow arm we have is still much better. And we haven't found a single shield. I think we found a buckler at one point, but let's identify potion of haste. All right, that one is really good. Yeah, and I need to start investing in stealth because we really are doing good on that. Dodging is at 4.5, so we have 17 armor, 14 evasion, 0 shields. I'm gonna enchant the dragon scales because I'm keeping that armor. That is really good. The fact that it's heavy doesn't really matter much when we have strength 22. A weaker character would probably not be able to do anything with it. A more talisman. What is that? Okay, it's transformation thing. I mean, if you're into the idea of making roller coasters, I would suggest Roller Coaster Tycoon. What? I know that game. I really liked the second one the most, but what was that in reference to Conqueror? I apologize. I don't get the context of what you're saying. Well, we killed them all without having to berserk. That's actually pretty good. +2 Morningstar, nothing really here. And we haven't been drained a single time. That's really interesting. More priests. More priests. Come here, you priest fool. More books we cannot carry. Oh, okay. Yeah, herding in Rogue is the thing. But I never really enjoyed that. I always like to beautify the park and have it really efficient and nice. So yeah, I know that people build some, like the Mr. Bones Wild Ride and stuff like that. I know that they did that. But I was really, really more interested in like making them happy and just making everything really nice. And I'm a softie in my heart, to be quite honest. We need to clear our inventory a little bit. I'm gonna drop the buckler. I don't want it. If we get a better shield, it's gonna be good, but I'll just drop it for now. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a confused centaur. He didn't notice us. Man, the stuff is coming along nice, and Minotaurs have -1 to it. I thought that we would have way worse aptitude. But we're just doing good. Dungeon level 9. Still haven't seen the lair or anything. We're getting really deep, but our level is 10. Well, could be better. It's usually good to have a level plus. Be in on a level as your dungeon +2 or more. That would be ideal. Oh dear God. Josephine. A steam dragon. Alright, time to drink a potion of haste and berserk. Just kill everything in here. Alright, got a level 11. And our first roll. And we were able to kill him simply because we were hastened. Alright, good. Troll weather armor. It's good because troll weather armor gives you regeneration, as you might have guessed. So it is good for some characters. Ironically, if you are a troll and you get a troll armor, you get more regeneration than if you didn't. Kill him. Trog appreciates you killing a magic user. I always like to hear that. -2 demon whip of venom. Surprised it's not cursed. I mean, the only game I had growing up was Fui. Oh, I apologize, guys. It's getting really late here. It's like 1:30. So apologize for the yawning. I need to drink more coffee. Since they came out, I was very young when the second game came out and not born. May I ask you how old you are? Because that sounds like you're like 25, 20, 28. Because the first one came out, I'm 38, and I think it came. All right, 26. I was close. I thought you were much older. You're an old soul, based on you hanging with us old guys. But yeah, like 2 was the best one. I didn't like the 3 that much. And I played 1 and 2, and I had the original ones. I even had the expansions. But 2 is great, and I think that it's still maintained. There are okay. I think we can kill the axe now. So let's just berserk on them to make sure that we can dispose of them properly. I think 2 was really the peak. There was also Theme Park World, but I never played that one. And I know that there's a couple of additional games that are. We are on fire. All right, that's a new debuff. Why my name is Darkest Hour on EU free for making me see all other than I am. I mean, hanging with older people is not always bad. It's actually pretty good. Alright, so we have a scroll of enchant, armor, enchant weapon, and 2 scrolls of identify here that we can buy. So I'm gonna buy those. This is a scroll stall. What is the Scroll of Revelation? I have to check that one out. The good news is that if you buy scrolls that you haven't identified, it will identify them for you. So, yes, we have 3 scrolls of enchant weapon. That's nice. And we have 3 scrolls of identify. So let's see what these are. Scrolls of teleportation, I should have guessed. What about these potions? Potion of enlightenment, I don't know what that one does. Potion which uplifts the body and mind of its drinker, lifting them from the ground and increasing their will to resist the world's temptation. Okay. An uncommon potion. And these ones. Potions of attraction? A potion which makes the drinker attract enemies, translocating them quickly closer to the duration of the effect. Surprisingly subtle. And okay, if they sleep, they will sleep through it, so that's a good thing for stealth. But yeah, as I was saying, like, you know, I always like to hang with other people too. And you're right that like your enjoyment of these games is probably making you seem a little bit older, but at least you get a little bit educated on the world that matters. Is this? No, it's a red devil. I thought it was a manticore because he hit us with barbs. This is not good. Potion of the scroll of teleportation. We need to get the hell out of here. Good. At the last moment. So what were they defending? They might be guarding a branch entrance, and I have not noticed a gargoyle. Those are pretty tough to kill, that is, but we already did it. Fanar. Yes. We killed them. No, I have to kill you. Alright, that was a really, really hard fight. Surprisingly hard. +2 rope of cold resistance and quarterstaff of freezing. That's what he was hitting us with. That's why we had such a hard time. I can't believe they weren't really guarding anything here. 5 scrolls of poison. Right, that's cute. What about this potion? Potion of brilliance. Okay, we do not need that one because it gives nothing for us. I mean, it will boost our intelligence, but because we do not cast anything, it's just not gonna help. A potion, an altar of a Kavaru. 2 humans here defending it. No longer. Still no. Yeah, I'm really happy that we went with Trog because we still haven't found a single altar of the Shining One. To dungeon 11. Mind burst. Potion of moonshine. More yaks. There's a lot of them here actually. So craft potion of might and berserk on them. Yeah, see, like they really hit heavily. Come on, Boulder Beetle. Okay, managed to kill him. Snorg. That's another new character. Snorg the Insatiable, a particular corporate troll. Oh no, it's the troll. Yeah, I remember him. With a short temper and a sizable gut. Uninterested in the orb, Snorg delights in the endless parade of adventurers. That is. Easy meals it attracts. Well, he can't eat, so... And we can now cast Brother in Arms. But I think we're just gonna Berserk on him and kill him. Plus 3 Troll Leather Armor. That is actually a very nice thing. Armor rating 3. What would it look like if we wore that? We have armor cost 19 and evasion 14. If we wore the Troll, we'd have 10 and 18. Yeah, it's not worth it. Too bad though. It would have been really nice. It would have been really nice, but it just is too weak. And a plus 4 ring of protection. I'll put that one on for sure instead of the willpower ring. So we have armor cost of 23. Alright, that is... I won't lie, that's a bit over the top for this level. Making me feel like we really do not have much to worry about. The Boulder Beetle though is a monster. He has a rolling attack and he basically can... Let's kill the yak. Staircase to the lair. Okay, so that's our first extra branch. You do not have to do the branches, but it's good to do so. Lair is usually the one that people hit the first because it has a lot of XP in it. And it provides for a fun experience. A ton of priests here. Berserk and smite and kill them all. I mean, we're not the ones doing the smiting, they are smiting us. But kill them all nonetheless. Another scroll of identify. Scroll of revelation. No, it's revelation. Is that... what do you do? Scroll of revelation. It reveals the reader's surroundings. So that's it's a scroll of map making. Alright. They renamed it. Okay. Time to Berserk. The killer bees are stinging me, but they're dying faster than I am losing my Berserk. It gets a little bit longer every time you kill an enemy. So theoretically it can go indefinitely if you keep killing. Which is a really smart mechanic, to be quite honest. Let me see, are there any axes? Plus 3 battle axe, the hand axe of devouring enemy. I think that one might be a little bit too weak for us at this point, because it's just a hand axe. Each weapon that you use has a base damage and base accuracy, and it gets better the better your skill is. And the base damage here for the halberd is 15, and I think the axe is like 5. So that doesn't really seem like something that we could go down to, because it would significantly hinder us. What the hell? This Komodo dragon is just murdering us. Okay, killed the Komodo dragon by a headbutt, but he nearly got us. That was surprising. I was not expecting him to be so strong. Oh, we encountered a manticore. It has a special attack which makes it so that you have barbs wedged into your body and you cannot move. And if you move, it hurts you. Berserk on them. Kill the orcs. All of them. Without any mercy. Hey, potion mutation. I always like to quaff those ones. Oh no! The horns shrank. A hidden malignance grows. Oh no, we have hidden genetic defects. Ah, devolution. No. That's the worst thing that can happen. Uh, we're gonna start getting negative mutations as we gain experience. That is really bad. I quickly need. That's probably like the worst thing that you can get. I need to get a potion of mutation. Hey, our first ogre. No, this is a cyclops, actually. Those throw stones. So if we do not find a potion of mutation soon, it is very likely that we will get so many negative mutations that we might be just completely botched. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Okay, well, we have to go to the dungeon, and this is gonna be the last level that I'm gonna actually complete. I'm gonna head to bed because I'm starting to get really tired. Azrael. Trog is gonna be really happy about that one. Alright, +4 scimitar of flaming is just amazing. Unfortunately, it's as far from our abilities as possible. A vault guard. There are vaults here on dungeon 13? Long sword wearing a chain. Kill him. No! Oh man. Oh, that sucks. He killed me. I shouldn't have retreated. I should have berserked on him immediately and just well had him. Vault guards are very, very strong. They can kill even a much higher level characters. I'm surprised that I encountered him here. Vaults are usually on the last level, which is dungeon 15. It's a continuation of it's a mandatory fork basically that you have to visit, and you get it only after you finish a two other um, things. Because the way it works is you are going after an orb, and the orb is at the bottom of the dungeon. But to get to the orb, you need to get runes, and the runes are used um, basically like this way. There are 9 runes in the game. To finish the game, I think you need at least 2 runes, but people basically go with, sometimes you go for all 9 runes. One is hidden, for example, in the abyss. So you need to basically flail around the abyss until you find the rune randomly. One is hidden in, you know, various other extra areas, and you need you need at least 2 to open the vaults, and I think in the vaults you will find the orb. I do not remember exactly, but vaults are really really dangerous. They're really really dangerous, and so I'm surprised that we found a vault guard on level 14. That's a low blow game. I was about to go to the lair next after dungeon 13, and this was not cool. But yeah, this character was really good. If I wasn't so careless and rushing it, we would have probably maybe even finished the run completely. I could have gotten the orb with this. This was really well started. The shadow armor scales, if we just kept upgrading it to +11, would carry us all the way till the end of the game pretty much. We already had the pair of boots. No gloves, no cloak, nothing, no artifacts. I don't know what the game was really trying to pull on us. But I could have enchanted it a little bit more, and that would have worked. That would have worked. And again, like we were using a halberd in the end instead of an axe. But that's how the game goes. So happy to have done that. Yeah, our score 21,253, which is still super weak. I usually get way further, but again, I'm playing it on my phone most of the time. We played 14,060 turns and died on level 13. Slain by a +4 longsword on level 13 of the dungeon by a old guard. Too bad. But it began as a Minotaur fighter, and we died honorably. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining me. It was fun. Yeah, Gonker, I'll see you later too. By the way, thank you again for the EU5. I'm having fun with the EU, and I hope that you will enjoy it too. The campaign is really cool, and you know I'm gonna make way more playthroughs. I was thinking about the Sicily campaign as well in the future once some DLCs come out, and I would like to remake the Brittany campaign. And I was thinking to do a Brandenburg campaign as well, because I recently got a notification that my channel is 15 years old, which is crazy. And the Brandenburg campaign was the first one that I ever did, so it would be kind of cool to revisit the very place where we started, I think. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the Rift Wizard and the Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, and I'll see you next week on on another stream. And until then, you guys can anytime visit my channel. Bye, Wolfo. Enjoy Australia. Don't burn in the bushfires. Maybe no, but in all seriousness, I really hope you will be staying safe. I know that the weather can get super crazy there. Proposal, please, if you ever find a good fork, tell me, comment on any video or on Discord. I would be really happy to actually give it a try. I'm actually, you inspired me. I'm gonna look into that a little bit myself too. I didn't think of that, and I know that there are some forks that are available, so it could be kind of cool. So yeah, guys, see you next time on the stream. Till then, you guys take care. Bye bye.